Let's jump on to the next very big story. We have this from timcast.com. Twitter rebrands as X. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Elon Musk says, not sure what subtle clues gave it away, but I like the letter X, and that's the new logo. I really like how he tweeted, hey, we're going to, choose a logo if someone tweets it or something, but then just put up the logo he already had planned anyway. Love it. He and his newly...
Well, you get paid for engagement now, so he needs to keep that coming.
He's getting himself... This is his plan to make money. He's like, I'm going to get myself paid. He says, and soon we shall bid adieu to the Twitter brand and gradually all the birds like this but X. So here we go. This has always been the plan. He's been tweeting about this for a long time. It's official.
I like that.
We've already got...
like a gang sign he's throwing up?
Yeah, Twitter X. That might actually be a gang sign, so you should be careful because,
It's true.
Yeah.
No, this one is. This is blood. But you don't really see him anymore because the cartels took over L.A.
Oh. But what do we call tweeting now? And he said it was called an X.
The more you know.
Xing?
I feel like this is where we...
Is it Xing?
No. I think it's... Is it exceeding?
Exceeding?
Zeeting?
I mean,
Ziti.
I love Big Ziti.
I think it's
Some borrowing.
I think this is like a Gretchen Wieners moment. We have to be like, stop trying to make Xing happen. It's not going to happen, Elon Musk.
It's maybe not the only social media site where there's actually a verb for the word when you send a message. I just say like I'm sending a message. I posted on Minds. I posted on YouTube. My post went live on Facebook. But on Twitter, it was my tweet went live. So maybe it's just going to be called posts. You're just posting on X now.
But that makes it less unique. Like I don't understand why you get rid of that branding. My favorite response. No, I don't like that one either.
Hard.
That's why I was sad when they didn't go with trumpet or trumpet, and you'd be like trumpeting something. I thought that was pretty cool. But Chris Segal, the radio host, tweeted out this picture of I don't know when it's from, but like some guy on a crane in a basket, like taking down the bird logo off the side of a building, being like, "Bye, bird."
That's why he's making fun of it, like with titter, to the W off, because he doesn't care about the brand. But I want to say this: I fear Elon Musk's Everything app. I fear XAI, his AI program. Linda Yaccarino says the Everything app will be powered by AI, and I feel that this may actually be somewhat apocalyptic.
Yes,
and so I was mentioning earlier that I was in Tijuana, went to the border, and it's this big fence. There's Mexican National Guard on one side, and then there's U.S. Border Patrol on the other side. And there's just this huge hole that the average person can easily just walk right through. And the only reason you don't is because there's guards on the other side. But I talked to some guy, he told me this crazy story. Our Uber driver, he was like, I tried to climb the fence to break into America and I fell 40 feet because the human traffickers took the ladder away from me. And I'm just like, what? But I was talking to one
conversation before you go under.
It was really crazy. Yeah. I'm like, why is he telling me this? I was actually leaving. But I heard a story from some guy who said back in the day, a long time ago, there was no border. It was like if you were a Mexican citizen, you just cross and you'd work, and then Americans would cross and they'd work.
Oh yeah, you'd walk back and forth.
Yeah, there was nothing there. And now there's this heavy border that's heavily guarded. And I think the issue is with all of this, and this does relate to the Twitter rebranding as X, the cultural collapse in its entirety globally. Everywhere in the world, because of the internet, community is ceasing to exist. We were talking at dinner about how there's no home ec anymore at schools. They used to teach women, and to some degrees, I guess men learn this stuff, but mostly women would learn how to cook dinner and prepare the home and iron clothes and help. That was extremely important, in my opinion.
Yeah, you had to take it once, at least at our school.
Yeah, same. We talked about last week with Libby Emmons, too, on Tuesday.
I mean,
same conversation.
It was such a staple that this was true at tons of colleges. They had schools of home economics. They would teach things like budgeting. They would teach things like how to cost compare. It was so big that we had a federal department of home economics that supported women during war times and seeing how they could support basically women helping to sustain the nuclear family. And we don't have that anymore. We have 1,000 things for diversity, equity, inclusion, but we don't have things that are specifically targeted to help people help themselves in the context of staying at home.
So to wrap it all together, back to the border. The reason I'm freaked out by this is I'm like, we needed this fence because no one cares about their community anymore. Because now it used to be that someone would say like, hey, you're not part of our community. We're concerned about what you're doing here. And they would not get access to public goods. Also, there was no income tax, so people didn't really care all that much. It just meant you weren't going to fight for us. You weren't going to be protected by us. Community starts breaking apart. So we have to build walls. We have to create laws. Why do we need a law that says you can't do a certain thing? Example, abortion. Ron Paul says it shouldn't be illegal. It should be unthinkable. How did it become thinkable to the point where we need decree by leadership to tell people what they can or can't do instead of our people of the United States just agreeing like, hey, we shouldn't be doing this thing. It's simple. Culture is fragmenting and breaking down, which brings it all back to Twitter. It used to be that you lived next to your neighbors, you went to church, you talked to your neighbors, you all agreed on things, you learned from each other, and you shared particular views based on where you live. Then the internet came around, big cities started fragmenting, and now there's a dude who lives in New York on top of another dude, and they've never even met, even though they've lived literally next to each other for 10 years.